Welcome everyone to week 11, where we will begin our final module of the semester. In this module, we will investigate the immediate and long-range future of instructional technologies. Here's where we are in the calendar. In addition to working on the discussion post for this week, I also hope you are finding time in your schedules to work on your final projects. In our discussions, we will investigate technologies that are in the early stages of adoption by educators. While conversations about massively open online courses, mobile technologies, open educational resources, and gamification have appeared in the educational literature as well as popular press, the actual adoption of these technologies by a mainstream audience remains on the horizon. I should note that the term gamification carries with it a lot of negative baggage. Many educators try to move away from that term and concentrate on game-based learning elements. Just something to think about as we move into this week's discussion. Leading our journey into the future this week for Group 1 will be Amanda, Kate, and Sarah. Rhea, Rebecca, and Lita will be leading Group 2's exploration of our topic for this week. One resource that many educators use to gaze into the future is the New Media Consortium's annual Horizon Report. If you are not familiar with this report, it is an initiative involving primary and secondary research. Members of the NMC Advisory Board examine technologies, trends, opportunities, and challenges to include in the final report. The NMC Horizon Report Wiki documents that research process. The responses from educators to the unveiling of the 2011 and 2012 reports was less than enthusiastic. Interestingly, claims were made that the report was not forward-thinking. Many of the technologies outlined as being on the horizon have been on the radar for years. So what did the NMC Advisory Board identify as technologies to watch? This slide outlines a horizon list of technologies along with the predicted time to adoption. So what do you think? Are these technologies on the horizon for you and your workplace? Are there other technologies that did not make this list, but are ones that you believe will be impacting education in the near future? The digital future is a term that is finding its way into many education-related discussions. But how do we plan for a digital future when we have trouble determining which technologies will be around tomorrow? For this week, you will watch two videos, one on gamification and the other on mobile phones. The readings will expand on these concepts and also investigate the open education movement from a couple of different angles. In thinking about the readings for this week, there are a few things worth noting. First is the concept of massively online open courses. Guess who's involved in the push toward this format? Yep, George Siemens. Remember him from the early weeks of the course and his new theory on connectivism? He's back! Speaking of open, another concept we will be reading about this week is the open education movement. David Wiley, a professor of instructional psychology and technology at Brigham Young University, is one person involved in OER. A link is in the notes of this slide presentation. And for those of you in the Milwaukee area, David will be the keynote speaker for the Sloan C Blended Conference, April 23rd and 24th. Like games? So do young people, particularly video games. Jim G., a professor at Arizona State University, he used to be at UW-Madison, is one proponent of using video games in education, and his is a name that comes up frequently in the games and learning, sometimes called serious games literature. And finally, we think about educational uses of mobile devices as a fairly recent phenomenon. However, research has been occurring in this area since 1995. John Traxler is a researcher in the UK who is recognized for his work in mobile learning, or M-learning. So there you have it. That's a broad, cursory look at the instructional technology horizon. There are many directions our conversations can take this week, and who knows? Perhaps we will identify emerging technologies that the Horizon Report Advisory Committee missed. It should be fun, and I look forward to learning more from our teaching teams and you this week. See you in D2L.